Welcome to the Senior Hour. The following is paid programming and does not necessarily reflect the opinions of KHTS or its ownership.
Will you still need me? Will you still feed me when I'm 64?
Good morning and welcome to the Senior Hour. I'm Dr. Dorio with my co-host Barbara Cochran on your hometown station AM 98.1 and AM 1220 and 98.1 FM KHTS. We're a show for and about and by seniors, bringing information to enhance one's quality of life. And our sponsors are Comfort Keepers in-Home Care and Advanced Audiology. And with us today is Margie Weiss from Oakmont Senior Living. And you know, you and I go back a long way. I think, 25, 30 years now,
I was
is it?
very young. Yes,
and
it is.
and this is a disclaimer, just so people understand that we've been friends for a very long time. But what you have done in our community to help serve our older adults is phenomenal.
Thank you.
With Oakmont, you now have two facilities. They are assisted living, and for those who are listening right now, the distinction and understanding of the levels of care after one moves away and out of their home it varies. And because of that, Margie, some people don't have an understanding of it. What does Oakmont, what is it, and how can our seniors here in this community take advantage of it?
Okay, loaded question.
Yes.
Okay, so assisted living, like I think I've shared many times, I feel it's the best of both worlds.
Mm-hmm.
So it can be a senior who no longer wants to live alone, needs some socialization, maybe they lost a spouse, so they want to live a high-end luxury lifestyle at Oakmont. But it could also be someone who is dealing with dementia or Alzheimer's. They could have some changing medical needs. They could be a caregiver for a spouse and it's too much. So there's so many reasons why somebody might choose to move into an assisted living. I think that what makes Oakmont Senior Living so special is in Santa Clarita is that we do now have these two communities. And you'll notice I use community, not facility. I hate the F word because we are a community. So Oakmont of Valencia is our new community on Copper Hill. We've been open since July 8th, and our biggest point of differentiation would be that we have a very intimate assisted living. So those are our residents that don't have a diagnosis of dementia or Alzheimer's. Mm-hmm. They may still be working and driving, or they might need some assistance, but we have a very small, intimate group. So our dining room is smaller, our activity group is smaller. You really immediately feel part of that family. Mm-hmm. And then we have two neighborhoods that deal specifically with dementia and Alzheimer's. Mm-hmm. So somebody that has that diagnosis, they have very special needs. They may have behaviors. They might, they usually need some level of assistance with personal care, managing medications. Mm-hmm. What if they were diabetic and they can't manage their own insulin? So we have a nurse that's there that can help with that. But most importantly is, our programming is very specific to someone that has dementia or Alzheimer's. And we want to hit all areas of our residents, so spiritually and socially and cognitively and the physical aspects. So throughout the day, it'll have highs and lows of activities because that's kind of how our body clock is. And we want our residents to get up in the morning and have breakfast and exercise and, be active during the day. Many seniors like to take a nap in the afternoon, so we kind of slow down, but then we want to perk them up again and make sure that they have a full afternoon so that at night, when it's bedtime for them, whatever time that might be, they're going to sleep at night because one of the, seniors don't sleep well anyway. Mm-hmm. And when you throw a diagnosis of dementia or Alzheimer's, they could be up, all night and then want to sleep during the day. So loaded question got a loaded answer.
Well, and absolutely true. Just so those listeners understand, especially the caregivers, we have thousands and thousands of older adults living in their homes in Santa Clarita. And they're managing, doing okay. They drive, they get to their doctor's appointments. Some still work, as you said, but there are some that start to have problems. They have physical problems, they have mental problems. And sometimes it's understandable that in having mental problems, taking care of themselves in their home becomes a problem. But let's talk a little bit about the physical problems. Other than not being able to drive, what are the other problems that those older adults living in their homes right now and the caregivers, especially family members who are watching them, what are the problems that we start to see in those older adults that might bring them to anticipate or at least look at the option of going to Oakmont?
I think one of the major issues is the mobility issue. So, walking might become a problem. Balance has decreased. There might be an increase of falls. There might be difficulty getting in and out of a shower or a bathtub. So many of the homes are 2-story, getting up and down stairs safely. So mobility, I think, balance, falls, those are really key issues. And with a decrease in mobility, it might be difficult to get dressed in the morning. You might not be able to put on your shoes. A woman might not be able to hook their bra. So some of those simple aspects, with a decrease in mobility, it's hard to cook. What if you're trying to take something out of the oven or reach up for the microwave and you don't have good strength in your upper body?
That's right.
So all of those are reasons why somebody might look at moving into an assisted living community.
Nutrition and hydration, key and important.
Right.
Especially on a hot day. It's a little cooler today, but on hot days that we have here in Santa Clarita.
Right. And, being the doctor, seniors don't realize that they're thirsty until it's usually too late.
That's right.
So you can tell them to have a drink of water, but they're not thirsty. And then the next thing you know, there's a change in behavior. They have a fall and they come to the ER and they're dehydrated.
Right.
Right.
And then the other side of that is many of our older adults are on medicines. They're on prescription drugs, and sometimes because of the confusion and how they take it, they'll end up having side effects that are not expected by their doctor, and some of them can contribute to their mobility problems and their falls and things like that.
And their cognition. And so many times we have residents that are going to move in and they'll say, oh, no, I do my own medicine. And so one of the steps that we always take to ensure their well-being is we do a quick self-medication test. And so many times, they bring their medicine box and it's wrong and they don't know what the medication truly is for, or, more is better. So they're taking more than what's prescribed. And you're right, physicians don't really realize that until they're in the ER.
That's right.
Right.
And many of our older adults here in Santa Clarita live on their own. And since they do, the watchful eye of their loved ones isn't always, there to assure that they're doing okay. Whereas at Oakmont, somebody's always around. There are caregivers around, people who help in the rooms and downstairs, administration. All the time they're being checked up on, many, 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 many times a day. Right. And this is something, there's an interaction there, there's a socialization there, but there's an awareness there of the potential problems related to their immobility, not eating well, possibly their hygiene, things like that, the attention could be drawn to it that allows the family to intervene earlier. So one of my loaded questions concerns when a family member or caregiver recognizes that there's possibly a problem going on, that that senior is not able to stay in their home, what is the easy way, if there is one, to approach the loved one and say, Grandma, Dad, you're not able to manage this? How do they, tactfully make sure that you're not stepping on anyone's toes or, insulting anyone? But how do they approach their loved ones with an observation that you're making?
Right. And it is so difficult. And, I went through that personally. But I think what adult children or a loved one needs to do is really take that step back and take a deep breath and come forward with what the concerns are. And a lot of times putting it on you, like, Mom, I'm really scared having you at home. I'm afraid that you're going to fall. I've seen you walking down the stairs. I'm afraid, I'm afraid to see you taking something out of the oven. Your hand seems shaky. So giving some specific examples.
Loading it up.
And kind of putting it, on them, because a lot of times a parent doesn't want to upset a child. Many times that doesn't work because the answer is, I'm careful, I'm fine, I'm not having a problem. And so they don't want to hear it. And so you start getting those obstacles. And what you don't want is to let it go to where there really is, they're on the floor with a broken hip, in our case, on the floor with a broken neck, because it does happen. But there's so many obstacles that a senior will give. Many times, we say, do you have a good relationship with, your loved one's physician? Because maybe they will help say that it might be time and these are some of our concerns. And if you can just get them to come into an Oakmont or into a community and see it, because in their mind, they are picturing skilled nursing many times. And that's not what the environment is. It's your own apartment and it's that cruise ship mentality. But it's really hard to have that hard conversation. We're actually going to have a speaker on the 19th of this month. His name is John Graham, and he's a renowned educator in senior living. He specializes in dementia, but the talk that he's going to give is really, how do we overcome the obstacles that we face trying to get someone to move into an assisted living community when it's time? And I've heard him speak before, and it's fabulous. And he knows we've all heard the obstacles. I'm fine. I don't want to be with old people. I'm a safe driver. I don't want to leave my home. I have too much stuff. How am I going to pack it? I don't want to. I want to die in my home. We've heard all of those reasons, but so many times we're doing a disservice to our loved one by keeping them at home. And he is so excellent at laying that out that I would encourage anyone that wants to learn a little bit about how to face some of these obstacles, because you see it coming down the lane for you, to contact Oakmont, and I'll give you that information. But come to this lecture series. He's fabulous.
Yeah, and maybe the lecture should be, you should have it at the senior center or at city council, because I think that the community needs to know all the obstacles that are out there. It's not an easy task to really look in the mirror and say, I'm starting to have problems with this. So one last question. We had a transitional care unit here in Santa Clarita. We lost that. And many of our older adults in the hospital are shuffled off to nursing homes. But Oakmont doesn't offer nursing, but it does offer respite, position, place, home for intermediate care to help those who are just recovering and trying to get back on their feet, but not yet ready to live back in their home.
Right. We certainly can do that. Assisted livings are a social model. They're not a medical model. So we do have nurses on staff, but they're really there for wellness and making sure that we're catching those little signs before they become big signs. But definitely, if somebody has been in the hospital and then goes to skilled nursing and really isn't able to manage being back at home, and there's concerns about safety and making meals and socialization, Oakmont could be a great option. It's a month-to-month resident agreement. What I find is usually somebody moves in and they don't want to leave because we show them all the positive, that you don't have to cook, you don't have to clean, you have your own things, you have privacy, you have your independence, but you have that huge safety net of knowing that you're going to be taken care of. And if you fall, someone's going to respond. And if you need to mail a letter, we can get you a stamp. We can take care of all the obstacles that they're having at home in a beautiful environment with an amazing staff. And
a super place. Yeah. Great option for our older adults here in Santa Clarita. Margie Weiss, thank you for being on the show today. Thank you for giving the advice. Just going real back on John Graham's, that's the 19th of September. And what time is it at?
I believe it's at 6 p.m.
6
We're doing
p.m.,
it in
good.
the evening. You can call Oakmont at 661-568-6080 to get some more information and to RSVP. Again, even just to hear him, he's from the South and has such a great personality and accent, and he's so knowledgeable.
Wow, Margie, super information, and thanks for being on the show again.
My
We appreciate all your input. Coming up next after the break, we have Kevin McDonald from the Senior Center with Suzanne Nelson, bringing on a lot more information on the Senior Hour.
Healthcare can be difficult if you're underinsured or have Medi-Cal. Samuel Dixon Family Health Center can help. Services are available on a sliding fee schedule. The mission of the Samuel Dixon Family Health Center is to give the Santa Clarita Valley access to affordable, quality primary care. There are 3 locations to serve you: Canyon Country, Newhall, and Valverde. Go to sdfhc.org for more information and to find the location most convenient for you.
There are many memorable restaurants in Santa Clarita, but 3 words stand out from the crowd. Mom can cook.
Mamá puede cocinar.
Mom can cook the best Thai food on this side of the planet.
Mama fait la cuisine.
No matter what language you use, Mom Can Cook says it all. Thai food at its finest, all your favorite dishes and Mom's very own original specialties. Experience it on Soledad by the Canyon Country Post Office.
Mama 요리가 좋으세요?
Mom Can Cook.
At Advanced Audiology, we know how important hearing is to you, your loved ones, your work success, your safety, and your ability to stay in the game. Most people won't admit hearing loss to themselves or others. We make it easy for you. Today's digital hearing aids come in a variety of styles, including invisible. All feature-rich, providing unparalleled hearing quality, wearing comfort, and automation that simplifies your life. Don't be fooled by our imitators. There's only one Advanced Audiology with the purple sign next to AAA on Valencia Boulevard.
Finding the right auto body shop can feel like a never-ending search.
It's more than a job, it's a hobby.
Caesar, owner of Body Shop 661, your one-stop body shop.
Out here in Santa Clarita, I like seeing my cars driving around. It's really a passion.
More than just repairs. Body Shop 661, trusted, reliable, respected for over 16 years in the Santa Clarita Valley. Visit bodyshop661.com or give them a call, 661-251-2252.
We all know sometimes people lose their way. If you or someone you know is struggling with addiction, the Way Out Recovery SCV may have the answers you've been waiting for. The Way Out is the premier intensive outpatient treatment center serving Santa Clarita. Asking for help is the first step. Call The Way Out today, 661-296-4444. That's 296-4444 for a private free assessment. The Way Out is an accredited, affordable outpatient program that accepts most insurance. Call us at 661-296-4444 or check us out online at thewayoutrrecoveryscv.com. Quit battling with yourself. Ask The Way Out for help today.
Your hometown station.
Will you still need me? Will you still feed me when I'm 64?
Welcome back to the Senior Hour. I'm Dr. Gene Dorio with my co-host, Barbara Cochran, who is out of town today on your hometown station, AM 1220 and 98.1 FM KHTS. We're now joined by Kevin McDonald, Executive Director at the Senior Center, with of course, our favorite Suzanne Nelson, who are here because, for several reasons, we want to talk about Bella Vita and the new facility that if you haven't gone, it's more than just a lovely place. It's a beautiful place, and understandably, a place where our seniors can go and feel camaraderie, have fun, enjoy themselves, and have resources to be able to get assistance and help if necessary. Which brings us to Caregivers Resource Day, which is coming up. Suzanne?
Well, I discovered this morning, this was the 30th year we have provided this event. We call it Knowledge is Power, Aging with Dignity Symposium, and it's focused on caregivers. What is a caregiver? It could be someone taking care of their spouse. It could be taking care of an aging parent. And we have a new program that we have grandparents taking care of their grandchildren. So there are many different types of caregivers. It could be formal or informal. But these are caregivers help seniors to remain in their own homes for as long as safely as possible. And the Caregiver Resource Day is an event that brings all of the resources that one might need all in one place. You may not be a caregiver now, but we all are potential caregivers or have been caregivers. I look at you and Kevin and myself, we've all been caregivers. And it wasn't, even though I've been doing this for 30 years, it wasn't until I really became a caregiver that I understood what it truly means, the exhaustion, the fatigue, the hard to reach out for help. And I had it all around me. But here's all this information where you can pre-plan for the things you might need for the future.
And there'll be discussion concerning caregiving, and you'll have 3 lecturers who will be there who will as well provide topics that are topical concerning caregiving.
Absolutely. We have 3 excellent keynote speakers. The first one is Laura Trejo, who is the general manager of Los Angeles Department on Aging and Caregiving. She is a caregiver herself. Laura is a dynamic speaker, and people will come just to hear her speak. I'm pleased. And the second speaker is Freddie Siegel Gaiden, and she's the director of USC Rancho California Alzheimer's Disease Center, and that is at Rancho Las Omegas, which is a great hospital. And Freddie's is going to give us information on Alzheimer's disease and a research update on where we are today with Alzheimer's. The final speaker I had recently heard at Oakmont, and he is Dr. Roy Steinberg. He's a cognitive behavioralist and a geriatric psychologist, and his topic will be working with older adults and their family caregivers. He has some really good practical information to share. But in addition to that, we have a workshop from the Center for Healthcare Rights on Medicare benefits. We have a meditation class that'll be led by Jonathan Kraut. And several masseuses will be coming to help relax the caregiver.
Wow, a full day.
A very full day.
So there are also, in terms of the resources, Suzanne, the resources that will be available, there'll be brochures and information and phone numbers and people to talk to and get more that information that is needed, especially if you're in a situation that requires caregiving, and you might not even know that you are a caregiver.
That's right.
It
And
ju-
we have 32 different vendor tables that will be
32.
providing different types of information. And all 32 of them will be providing a $25 gift card for drawings that we'll have throughout the day.
So what day is this again?
This is Saturday, September 21st. It is our from 9 to 2:30 p.m. We have breakfast and lunch included. And this is our first year that we'll be able to host it at Bella Vita. Come and see the new building. It's a wonderful place. And we look forward to the day. We hope to have around 100 people, 100 to 125.
But there is a minimal charge that everyone should know about. But we are here on the show today, inviting those who might be interested. The charge is $10. But if you call in right now, you can. There are 5 tickets available.
Passes.
And they're passes, and if you call in right now at 298-5487, that's 298-5487. And you will get and secure one of those passes, and not only secure the pass, but a terrible and great amount of information that you will need to help your loved ones get through life.
In addition to the resources, which are plentiful, we also, for those that have no one to care for their loved one that might be at home, we have on-site respite care available for them during the event. And that's limited, so if you have a need, it's going to be first come, first serve for that.
So if there is someone at home listening right now, but they're a caregiver caring for someone, but both of you are mobile, you can bring your loved one to the senior center with you, and someone will care for them during the time of the meeting. That's
in our adult daycare program room.
That is great. That is tremendous. Well, Kevin, what an organization you have over there, and this community has risen up with you in charge to take the senior center from a little bit crowded place in Newhall to a organization that is truly caring for the many thousands of seniors that we have in our community. But tell us a little bit about that, the history, the short history that we have there, and what we're doing right now.
Sure. Well, we welcome everyone, and we call it Bella Vita, which means beautiful life, and it's where the senior center is located, 27180 Golden Valley Road, where Golden Valley and Newhall Ranch meet, and it has become a destination place for our community, with the large crowds coming in every single day, lining up at the door at 8 a.m. and staying until 5 p.m. every day. And they all come for different reasons, and we're just so happy that they're all coming. Suzanne just talked about the Caregiver Resource Day. They come up to her department, which is located there with all of our care managers seeking help and support. So our message out to the community, if you know somebody in need and someone in crisis, someone who needs a helping hand, if you know someone who's giving care that needs some support, just this wonderful event happening on the 21st is you have breakfast, you have lunch, you have 32 different resources in the community coming together for one morning, what I call kind of a morning of hope, saying, come in and join us and listen to some outstanding speakers and just commiserate with each other, saying, what is the challenge of a caregiver these days? It changes over time, but the sweat, the heartache, and the challenges that come with it are there, and we're saying, come and get every resource you could imagine on this one morning, all in one place in the grand ballroom at Bella Vita. What a great place to have it on a Saturday morning.
And of course, Kevin, we are trying to assure that those seniors living in this community will be assured that they can age in place, that they don't have to move out of our valley to get care. They don't have to go to a nursing home to get care. That we'll be able to figure out ways in terms of caregiving to take care of them at home. Not an easy task, but most of that will come with education. And the resources that are going to be there at our Caregiver Resource Day will make a huge difference for many of our seniors in Santa Clarita.
You know, it certainly will, because you're putting all the pieces together around an individual. If you're putting the pieces around the senior, what do they need? They need the caregiving services. They need those supports. They may need a meal. Mm-hmm. Just yesterday, we served over 300 home-delivered meals, our Meals on Wheels program. 300 people received it in Santa Clarita. And that can grow if the need is there, but we want to make sure the word gets out. You need care, you need a meal. What else do you need to surround you? Do you need some handy worker jobs done with our handy worker program as well? So we at the Senior Center try to wrap around services for the seniors as best we can. And if we can't provide that services, our support services department can lead you in the right direction and to get those supports. So that whole concept, Gene, about wrapping around and loving somebody with everything we can get together, we want to be that source at the Senior Center at Bella Vita.
One of the great fears in the community, and especially with our older adults, is something that we don't talk about much. But on this show, it's the Senior Hour, and we want to make sure that those who are heading into the abyss of homelessness know that gathering information right now for themselves and their loved ones can make a huge difference in making sure that they don't end up on the street. Think about what happens when someone is 80 years old and is now on the street. How can one take care of their medicines, take care of their hygiene, take care of themselves in any way? How does one? That fear is now in many hearts of the seniors in this community, and there are ways to thwart it, but you have to do it now. It has to be preventative, and if you don't think about it and take the steps toward it, you might be in trouble. So there are warning signs out there, but at the Senior Center, we can provide that information to help you out, to keep you away from the edge and pull you back if necessary.
I think you're right. And maybe, Suzanne, you can share what a care manager does, because it's a free service that we offer. Could you explain the role of the care manager? And
a care manager will assess what the needs are and research what resources are available and then link that person to the resources that they need. It may be a room to rent because they can't afford an apartment. Mm-hmm. It may be their stove has stopped working. They need assistance paying utility bills. We can help people with that. It might be it's a one-time thing, but it might be a difference between being evicted. Mm-hmm. We have one lady currently that had a $1,000 Edison bill for one reason or the other, but we were able to help not pay $1,000, but stop her from being evicted and her lights turned off. Wow.
But the handyman service is tremendous for this community. I've had countless number of patients taking advantage of having grab bars put up in their home to make their home safer, so that when they get into the shower or into the bathroom area, they can grab onto things because they've had multiple falls. They've ended up in the hospital. But here, the Senior Center comes over and says, "Here, we're putting these bars in for you," and they do that. They accomplish that so that people have a safe home to live in. There's so many services that are there, but how often do I hear in this community and other communities, "Oh, I'm not going to the Senior Center. That's for old people. I just see a bunch of walkers and wheelchairs there." Well, that's not the way it is. The senior prom last week revealed that, at heart, our seniors are still doing Motown. We are still there dancing to the music and enjoying ourselves like we did 50 years ago. So believe me, the Senior Center is not for wheelchairs, not for walkers in the sense that that's all there is there. We have active people. even those, who are doing Tai Chi, they're holding their walker. I mean, it's amazing. They come in their wheelchairs and they do their exercises. So don't believe for 1 second that, it suggests that you're old, because old is in the mind and the heart. And if you feel that you can want to continue moving forward, we can do that for you at the Senior Center.
And all of our services are basically free, and we don't really have an age limit. The only program that really has an age limit is lunch, and lunch is for those 60 and over can come and join us for lunch. And each day we're serving lunch to 275 people in the Grand Ballroom, which is brand new, breaking records. We're over 120 more per day than we were last year. So many good things are happening, but it's also the other programs and services, the other classes are open to the general public as well. So we ask you to come by and experience the new Bella Vita, because it is a beautiful life, and we want to give you a beautiful life.
And talking about the lunches there, I go there every Wednesday to eat lunch, and you make a donation, but the food is not fast food. It is gourmet food. I mean, this, and plus there's so much of the food. Sorry, but I see that I can't finish the amount of food that they give you. So it's healthy, it's gourmet. You really can't go anywhere else in Santa Clarita and make a donation and get the meal that you get at the Senior Center.
You're right. We have an incredible executive chef and her team of cooks every single day. It goes by county guidelines. We're thrilled to be supported by the County of Los Angeles and the Older Americans Act, which helped make all this happen on the federal level. So it goes through Congress, goes through the county, and ends up on your meal every single day at the Senior Center.
We're going to take a break on the Senior Hour. We're talking with Kevin McDonald and Suzanne Nelson from the Senior Center on your hometown station, AM 1220 and 98.1 FM KHTS.
The best live theater can be found right here in the Santa Clarita Valley. The Canyon Theater Guild has been entertaining audiences for decades with top quality musicals and plays. Located on Main Street in Old Town Newhall, CTG also offers workshops for the young actor in your family. For more information, call the box office at 799-2702 or go online to canyontheater.org.
At the Burrito Factory, their motto has always been to serve quality food with fast, friendly service. But did I mention the taste? When it comes to authentic taste and huge mouth-watering burritos, the Burrito Factory is second to none. Whether it's lunch, dinner, or a catered event, Burrito Factory has the taste of Mexico to satisfy your craving. Burrito Factory on Soledad Canyon Road next to Chi-Chi's Pizza in Canyon Country. Stop in or call ahead 288-0222.
Salute the combined efforts over the many years to make Castaic High School a reality. Many behind the scenes did the hard work. The past and current William S. Hart School Board members, Steve Sturgeon, Joe Messina, Bob Jensen, Linda Storley, and Dr. Sharice Moore, Superintendent Vicki Enbreck, Castaic Principal Melanie Hagman, and so many others. We at the Castaic High School Construction and Spirit Companies are honored you allowed us to be part of this amazing project. Now, let our kids and our teachers perform their magic.
Set sail with the SS Lark in a cruise-themed fundraiser packed with live entertainment, great food, fun, games, and dancing as Lark Ranch celebrates their 60th anniversary. Proceeds benefit Lark's residential and day programs and services. Lark Ranch in picturesque Bouquet Canyon just past Vasquez Canyon Road provides a safe home environment for more than 100 developmentally disabled adults. Tickets are $125. The fun happens on Sunday, September 22nd at 1 p.m. Details at larkfoundation.org. That's L-A-R-C, Lark with a C, Foundation.org.
At Advanced Audiology, we know how important hearing is to you, your loved ones, your work success, your safety, and your ability to stay in the game. Most people won't admit hearing loss to themselves or others. We make it easy for you. Today's digital hearing aids come in a variety of styles, including invisible. All feature-rich, providing unparalleled hearing quality, wearing comfort, and automation that simplifies your life. Don't be fooled by our imitators. There's only one Advanced Audiology with the purple sign, next to AAA on Valencia Boulevard.
Here's another mortgage tip from your friends at Owning. Lenders must quote you both a rate and an APR. Any difference between these two reflects costs for the mortgage other than interest. Things like points, escrow, title, appraisal, or some baloney fee like $4.95 or $9.95 for, well, just because. So, when a lender says there are no costs, but the rate of the APR don't match, you're not getting an accurate story. At Owning, our 30-year rate and APR today are 3.5%. That's right, our rates and APRs match, so no lowball rate quotes with hidden costs at Owning.
Owning Corporation, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS 1797976, DRE License 02063270. MLO endorsement. Call 833-852-6464 for terms and restrictions.
30-year money, 3.5% rate and APR at Owning. Call 855-5-OWNING. That's 855-5-OWNING. Or log on to owning.com.
It's like no other station I've ever listened to. It's great.
Your hometown station.
Will you still need me? Will you still feed me when I'm 64?
Welcome back to the Senior Hour. We're talking with Kevin McDonald and Suzanne Nelson from the Senior Center. And Suzanne, let's talk about the caregiver services that we have at the Senior Center.
Okay. In addition to our Knowledge is Power, our Caregiver Resource Day on September 21st, which is the 30th annual event, we have other services that we provide regularly at the Senior Center for caregivers. And those include counseling, one-on-one counseling or family counseling. And if people can't get in because they're homebound with a loved one, we have a counselor that will go to the home or will counsel them on the telephone. We have weekly support group for caregivers. It's amazing what they do in a support group. It's so supportive of one another. They're trial and error of what has worked for them. They give practical suggestions, and they're really there for one another. I remember sitting in one time and hearing the woman just could not get her husband to go take a shower. He just refused, and he was about twice her size. And someone had suggested in the group, well, what did he like to do? Well, they used to love to dance, and they loved music. So she would put on music and danced him into the shower.
Oh, wow.
And there wasn't a
Smart.
problem after that.
Smart.
But only somebody who had experienced that would be able to give that kind of knowledge. Then there's also a workshop that will be dedicated to some type of educational information that would be helpful to a caregiver. We have our licensed adult daycare respite program where they come 5 days a week and spend the day with us. Lots of activities, lots of caring and sharing. It's a fun group. In addition to that, we have some in-home services. The in-home respite, if one of the caregiver needs to go to a doctor's appointment or to the beauty shop or just to the grocery store and it's difficult to take their loved one along, there is someone that can come in and stay with that individual for up to 4 hours once a week. They also have personal care if they need assistance with the bathing, doing laundry, things of assisting them to dress. They're able to do that, and housekeeping. And there is no charge for these services.
And the best part about going to the Senior Center, and of course, Kevin, you called it a destination, is that when you reach your destination, you can learn. There is knowledge is power. It is there in front of you. All you have to do is welcome it, be there, take the step forward, and take out your pen and paper and start writing, because you will get so much information. They have, Kevin, lecture series and things like that where it doesn't stop. It just keeps going day in and day out, and it's wonderful.
Yeah, it's some wonderful things happening, and we get some wonderful support, and we have some wonderful support for our Caregiver Resource Day, if you want to share.
We sure do. Without the sponsors and exhibitors, we couldn't have this event every year. And this year we have six platinum sponsors. Alzheimer's of Greater Los Angeles, Comfort Keepers, Paul Davis Insurance, Henry Mayo Hospital, Home Instead In-Home Care, and of course Oakmont of Santa Clarita and Valencia.
Right.
Those are our major sponsors.
And individuals and groups and businesses here in Santa Clarita that have long supported our senior center and continue to do that. And, you know, just because we have now the senior center built, just because we have gourmet food, just because we have supportive services, it doesn't mean that, you know, we don't need the donations and the volunteers, because we do. We need to assure that every day as we roll from decade to decade, that there are individuals out there that are realizing our seniors are the basis of the past and still help us move forward. And without the senior center being the hub of that, then, you know, we not realizing that, we will be in trouble. We realize it. We realize it's a destination. It's a place to go, Kevin. And one of the things I think that a lot of people know, that on Market Street we had the senior center for decades, but the new location, for some it's hard to picture where it is. Can you just kind of describe a little bit for especially our older adults who kind of understand the layout of Santa Clarita? Where is the new senior center?
Well, if you're coming down from Sierra Highway and you're coming down on Golden Valley Road and you come down the big hill and you pass the Center Point and LA Fitness on your left, and you cross the riverbed and you come up to the light where Newhall Ranch Road is, and Golden Valley takes a quick right into the hills near Plum Canyon Way, and you're going to take a quick right up Golden Valley Road, and we're up there at the next light. Five Knolls is the light, so it's Five Knolls. Golden Valley Park is right across the street, is another place to hook up with your Waze or whatever device you use. So we're right there, and we're there for everybody.
Well, the senior center has played a role. The two of you have helped out so much and given to the seniors the time and the effort, and, you know, brought in the money to be able to make sure that our seniors are taken care of. You know, we value what you have done, and we appreciate Kevin McDonald, Suzanne Nelson, what you have done for our community. It takes a lot, but it takes a village to move everybody forward, and you have helped us do that. So thank you and congratulations for everything you have done and coming on the Senior Hour today and giving all the information. Once again, the Caregiver Resource Day is
Saturday, September 21st from 9 to 2:30.
Great. Suzanne, thank you so much. Kevin, thank you so much for
much.
being on the show. We are sponsored by Comfort Keepers In-Home Care and Advanced Audiology. Listen to us next week on the Senior Hour. Now go and enhance your quality of life.